Welcome to Vice Grip Garage. On this episode, we've got the 1968 Buick LeSabre in the shop. Today, we're going to be doing a full interior detail from the carpets, the dashboard, the door panels, you name it.
The guy's betting on it's going to turn out pretty good, actually. The inside's in really good shape, even given the year and how long it sat outside. And once we finish the inside, I got some wheel adapter-rooney 2000s here. We're going to try to put those beautiful Coker wheels and red stripe tires on. And then stick around because I need your guys' input and ideas on what to do with this thing. Maybe we paint the top, put another vinyl top on, clear coat it, polish it. I don't know. We're gonna need your help. So we've been letting this old guy kind of warm up since this morning. A little bit of snow left on it, but when I got back from that trip, I literally just jammed it in a snowbank out back here. We were stuck pretty good trying to get this in here. How fast do you think I was spinning the tires?
I don't even know.
108? No. I don't know. It was a mess. But we got her kind of dried up, good enough to tinker on. And then, like I was saying earlier, we got to get these tires and wheels off. These actually belong to Roger, so he just loaned those to me. Similar style, but they're a two-piece rally. These are the original one-piece rally. And then I got some red stripe tires. I think it's going to look really nice having that red stripe kind of stick out. But I guess we should start by just cleaning it out. I think look at that dome light just snip on. I think I just grabbed my bag out of here and left everything else in it.
I love that you still have...
Oh, my cheese dip. Yeah, that was my supper. You know, it's healthy. And then, you know, looks like a wobble pop back there, water, some other stuff. We got to deal with this package tray. Should we just take that out maybe?
I think I'm going to start with that and get that taken out for sure right away.
And then vacuum or something?
Yep, and that way we don't have to vacuum twice.
Yeah, because this is very crumbly. And there's like 17 different types of foreign mold and bacteria on that. So that's good. And then I suppose we'll pop the body hauler back here, see what I got left back there. I think I got a toolkit and a spare tire in there. Oh yeah, a few things. This tire is so cool. Phillips 66. That's old school tire. Got some barium left. A little bit of coolant. I got to get these. Here, you want to set these off to the side somewhere. Want to make sure I hang on to these original poverty caps. Those Buick symbols actually looked really good.
Wow. Oh yeah, they've been cleaned up.
Wonder how long they stayed in the trunk. And we'll probably nozzle vacuum back here too, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get all this stuff out quick. Yeah. Number 10 wire! You never know. Ooh, there's a little bit more wire. Over where?
Over here.
Like
air freshener.
I must have spilled something. What in God's green earth is this? Is this a tablecloth? No. Shawl.
What?
Is this what women used to like?
Shawl?
Oh, it's wet. Get it off.
Oh yeah.
Get it off.
I don't know what that is.
Hey.
It's like curtains.
Curtains?
Look, I think they are. Look.
We got curtainage. Got some whitey tighties, sockage. I don't know what that is. It's also frozen. Ooh, more wire.
We hanging onto that?
Hmm?
You hanging onto the wire?
Oh yeah. Guts. Curious to see what it looks like under here. I'll be dipped. Not bad at all. Opposite of often will you see the original mat, and you can see a lot of the spackling still in this car. That is really cool. That's pretty much the extent of the rust in the trunk, I think. I take that back. We got a speed hole. Lets the smoke circulate through, you know. How about this side?
Oh.
Yep, same thing. What is that? What's some sort of... Oh, they're just bags. Shoot, I was hoping that this was not going to have any holes in it, but oh well, used to that. And this. Oh, there's that belt they needed. We'll get the mouse sucker back here and just... So normally on these trunk mats, Jessica or I would just pull it out, throw it in the yard, soak it down with some like what, simple green,
Purple Power, something
Purple
like that.
Power, and then get the old high pressure skin burner and really just dig off that dirt. But what we call a shop is actually just a milking barn that's been tinned. So we're lucky to have electricity. We don't have any running water and it's the middle of winter anyway, so the hose bib at the house don't work. So what we did is we just took some sprayway glass cleaner, soaked this down for a minute and just wiped her out, and it looks way better. This will be good enough just for the winter, and then next summer we'll actually pull everything out of here and pressure wash it and stuff. But kind of neat to see this old pattern coming up. Finishing up the trunk, you want to start on something on the inside?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with the package tray there in the back window.
You just gotta take the whole thing out?
Yeah. First thing I gotta do is get these speaker covers off. I think these speakers belong to the A-track player, because the actual speaker to the radio is in the front and the dash.
Moses! Speaker's down. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's just hanging. Well, that looks sharper than a bent thumbtack. How you coming in here?
Oh, I'm coming just fine.
Yeah, this window doesn't come back up, by the way.
Oh.
Took me about an hour to get her up. That's fine.
Probably could've told me that.
So you got the covers off?
Got the covers off. I'm gonna start getting this out now.
All
I
right.
was looking in here. Look at that headliner.
I know, it's like
It's
an...
really, really good shape.
It's probably the best I've seen in a car
Like
sitting
really,
this
the
long.
only stuff I see is like maybe this panel here.
Yeah, the sail panels.
But the rest of it, even this one is good.
Huh.
The rest of it's really nice.
Hopefully we can match the seat pattern when we go to fix that front seat eventually. Such a cool design.
It kind of looks like the one in that other caddy.
Yeah. So what's the plan? Just start ripping?
Yeah, I'm gonna rip out what I can and then I'll cut out what I can. And then I was looking, this trim piece, does that go?
Yeah, it's an old stick-on piece for the outside, just an aftermarket kit you can get. I don't think they came with them on it, but we'll get to ripping.
Oh.
Wonder, can you just take the whole?
Like in one piece? Maybe?
Yeah. This lip goes to the seat, actually.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, it's real yucky underneath.
Give it a hats.
Well, I don't want to rip this headliner part off. Yes! Gross. Oh, ick.
I think that was probably 90% of the smell, huh?
Well, look at so.
Should we run that super microorganism de-smeller sensitizer electron neuralizer 400?
You know, I don't think it honestly smells that terrible in here.
So just not run it?
Maybe we'll let it sit overnight and then we come back tomorrow. We can see if the smell's terrible, and if it is, we can run it tomorrow night after we leave.
All right.
Ooh.
What do you got? What is it?
Well, it's like from Bond. Looks like a Bondo.
Let me see it.
Is that what that is?
Oh, it's a chunk to a floor mat.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, not
It
even.
looked like one of those scrapers from the other side, didn't it?
Yeah, this is like one of those, see the lines? You cut them to fit.
Oh.
It's like a corner of a floor mat.
That's
But how
weird.
did it end up
I
in
know,
the...
underneath that, and that, there's not even any floor mats that look like that. Well, this certainly looks a whole lot better. I think while I'm back here, I'm gonna go ahead and clean on this glass here. I don't think we'll be spraying anything else back here, so it'd be a good time to get that taken care of.
This back glass is in excellent condition. There's not even any scratches or anything on it. But I've been looking close. Unfortunately, the stainless in this car did get some hail dents out of that storm, which just stinks. But the body, it's hard to say yet because I don't got any shine juice down on her, but I don't think the body got any real big dents in it. I can maybe see a couple on the hood, but here's some more on the stainless. It's pretty amazing it didn't knock out the glass either, but just goes to show the products back then were just so much better. Now I reckon the guy and gal, we just scoop the rest of the trash out of this thing, and then I suppose we can vacuum everything up. Just try to get some more of this dirt and dust out of here before we start wiping everything down. I am really excited to see how these door panels and these seats turn out once we start cleaning on them. This back seat is in really, really good shape. It's too bad about the old driver's seat, but I think we've got a temporary permanent solution. Patch on that a little bit. And then this darned one crack in the dash. But other than that, it's nothing in it. This one rolls down pretty decent. I'm not even gonna see it. I'm back up. A what?
Our fuel filter.
Fuel filter?
Yeah.
Nice, hang on to that. We got wing windowage. This heater doesn't work. Plugged it in, immediately popped a fuse. And this is a vacuum valve here that I actually stopped and took out on the road. I thought maybe this was preventing the hot water from flowing into the heater core, but didn't do anything. I'm assuming that the radiator's plugged down, and if that's the case, then the heater core is probably the same, but that's definitely on the list to do in the future, is figure out the heating issue. And unfortunately, I have to drop the fuel tank and flush that out because I went through, I think, 8 or 9 total fuel filters getting this thing home 600 miles, and that's just going to continue. And it's a weird, like, fibrous, it's almost like someone dropped a stick or something in the fuel tank. Don't ask me how I know. But we got to drop that and address that at some point too. But I wanted to get all of this kind of cleaned up first, and then I can move on to the engine and stuff like that, and then also figure out what to do with the paint. Should we start vacuuming? I can't believe this dome light.
It's bright too.
Yeah, it does not mess around. This is a pretty smart idea. Carpet looks to be pretty good. I'm terrified of wet carpet now after the poor vet.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, that smelled so bad.
And that and the Cadillac, I think.
Yeah, the Cadillac too. I'm still fairly traumatized by that. While you're vacuuming, I'm gonna come up with some ideas for that seat. This seat needs reupholstered. So we're doing the right thing here and just throwing some Gorilla Tape on it. And this stuff is sticky. I don't know if it has gorilla hair in it or what the deal is, but it works. And then I also reupholstered the armrest over here. That's brand new. It looks like they've already had this taped up once. We pulled out some chunks of other black duct tape, and she's putting the finishing touches on there. Let's see what we got so far. Oh yeah, I can't even tell. Where was it ripped? Where? Over here?
What is this? Did you do that one?
Oh yeah, I already did the backside.
Oh.
Carpet's looking great. I can't wait much longer. I'm gonna start doing the door panels. I want to do the seats last because we'll be monkeying around on them the whole time. I think we got lucky and all of these door panels are in really good shape besides the little tear on the armrest over there.
Yeah, when I was cleaning them up on the side with a vacuum, I didn't
Yeah.
see any that were really bad.
Which is really great for, what does this have, 120,000 miles? So normally, you know, there'd be wear and tear on a lot of these up on top. Must have not been an arm out the guy window.
How can you tell that it's 120 when it just Shows 20,000.
5 digits, so you have to assume it's 120. Got to add 100,000. And then the wear on the pedals and the steering wheel. Good question. This definitely isn't a 20,000 mile car. If it was like 90,000, then we could definitely believe it was a 90,000 mile rig. But
Would Roger know?
yeah, he said it was most likely 120. I mean, they bought it brand new and drove it all those years. How much layer is he putting on?
Well, I was just trying to get these parts
Goodness
here. So
gracious, that's expensive tape. We're going to be using the Sprayway leather cleaner and conditioner on all the door cards, the seats, and even initially the dash pad. Even though it says leather, it's very, very good on vinyl as well. Comes out like a shaving cream, kind of like that. But on these door cards, what I like to do is just soak a rag down, and then you can just work it in. I have lost a lot of sleep thinking about doing this.
The door panels?
Yes, and the seats.
I want to get that dash done in that back seat.
Jessica's over there working on the other door. This one's turning out really good. The cards are so dry, it's soaking in a lot of this product, but that's normal after they sit out in the sun this long. That's the conditioning side of it. So once this dries a little bit, I'm going to come over and do it once more, and then it'll retain kind of this matte finish. But if you really want to get some shine out of her, then just follow up with this interior detailer high gloss, and that's just going to make her sparkle like a new porcelain tooth. I know you've really been waiting to do the dash. You want to start on that next?
Yes. Goodness sakes.
That's decades of dust.
Probably gonna need a new rag. I don't want to keep running this one.
This thing is looking really, really good. What do we do when all the little, there's a lot of like cracks and crevices and buttons and...
Yeah, I'll come back to those when I get some Q-tips. And I usually just, you know,
All right, takes a little
go
time.
on in there.
She's looking showroom, and I ain't kidding you.
It's turning out a lot better than I thought.
By the way, I forgot to mention in the last video, the 8-track does not work currently. It makes some pops and rattles, but I'll probably end up taking that apart and seeing if I can get that thing working, but right now it's not. And what Jessica was saying earlier is the original speaker is there for the AM radio. AM, not AM, FM. What was that?
I need help button.
Oh, the flashers?
Has one that works.
The 6x9s in the back go to the 8-track there. That light even works.
Well, I gotta clean in there still, I see.
Yep. What is that?
It's the turbo.
Jessica's got one more door panel left, and then we're gonna move on to the seats. They didn't have any tears in them other than the armrests and
The
the
armrest on the front
and
had,
the captain's side, and that was it, right?
yep, so far that I've seen.
Jeez. And then this spring when we can actually get out and wash down the jams. And tell you what though, other makes don't do this. I mean, any Buick car, even if they're in a scrapyard, they always just click. Seems like they never have any issues there. You done yet?
I think I'm done with this one.
Onto the seat.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Well, I can't let you have all the fun. I'm gonna grab a rag and start hitting this
pretty
one.
satisfying, that's for sure.
Well, it definitely doesn't have a smell anymore.
No, not at all.
It's very fruity. Is that what we'd call it?
Yeah.
Well, this definitely turned into a going to town unit. Hook your peepers in here. This is shinier than a Stephen King movie. We're gonna let this soak in a little bit, head to dinner. Guy needs some wobble pops betwixt the cheeks. And you want a cheeseburger pretty bad, huh?
Oh yeah.
And then we'll come back, see if we need to put another coat on. Then we're on to tires and wheels. Before I lift this up in the air, wanted to kind of show you the paint here. I did a little test spot. And obviously you can't feel it, but listen. Okay, rough, you know, and then smooth. Got a little shine on her, actually quite a bit. And this was just 30 seconds of 1500 grit. And then I just hit it with some cheap stuff from O'Reilly's. I don't know what it is. Mayonnaise color. And pretty smooth, quite a bit of shine. Of course, that's going to be different where it's in the primer. So that's one option. Wet sand the whole thing, buff it out, see what happens. Another option would be just put the shine juice down on her, the linseed oil and whatnot. But I need some ideas on the roof here. If we just sand her down, paint it the same color, but maybe put down a brown primer, then this color. This actually has green in it, believe it or not. And then sand through so it has some primer showing through, kind of like this, but just spots. We could paint it flat black, satin black, matte black, gloss black, vinyl roof. I don't know. Give me some ideas. Can't do it yet this winter. Gonna have to wait for some warmer weather, and I need some running water. What do you think?
I like the idea of either keeping it the same color or doing the brown underneath and kind of doing a patina look.
Kind of the patina paint?
I don't think I would like black.
Yeah.
But then again, it would match the interior, so I don't know.
Well, it's pretty classy, you know, these vinyl roofs. They get a bad rap these days, but I'm just surprised that it didn't rot out, because normally when you get vinyl down here in the bottom or up around the window, it just gets really rotten from the moisture getting up underneath of it, you know. But got really, really lucky. Oh, maybe not. Got 99.23% lucky. I got 98.7% lucky, so that's pretty good. I'll take it. This is where that water's leaking in. I just noticed it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put a goop of silicone in there for now. Well, for the 13 of you that are curious, we'll take a quick peek under here. The rust is about what I thought it was on the outside. Oh, a little chunky. I did already spray some of this down with a Duplicolor rust converter because it might be sitting outside, but I'm not worried about that stuff. The frame is absolutely immaculate, and the floors, you can't ask for any better. There's not even any sort of flaking beyond just the typical surface rust. I'm going to easily be able to treat all of this. So this is a true survivor, and it's going to be around for a very, very long time. Fuel tank looks really good. And other than those spots we identified in the corners of the trunk, everything back here looks excellent. Might have to extend down the tailpipe, because that was shooting straight through and then coming back into the cab. And that was slightly inconvenient for the old brains, you know. Jessica's gonna bust these tires off for us, right?
Yipper.
Well, we've got 66-foot Brembo brakes here, of course. But we're gonna clean these up a little bit and rebuild on them. Man, that spins nice. You barely hear that bearing in there, actually. We're gonna clean this up and paint on her. And how we do that is just a cheek poker. And then we're gonna just bring them back to new. Then put the wheels and tires on. Because we're gonna be able to see in here a little bit. And I don't want these old brakes showing. We want new brakes. Got her pretty well cleaned up and came back over top of the cheek poker with the pneumatic wind bag and kind of just... I also got into the frame a little bit and cleaned this up. I'll also get to that now. This isn't the permanent fix. I'll come back eventually with some Duplicolor rubberized undercoating. But I want to show you guys this. This is a Friday at 4 car. These are factory weld boogers you're seeing on this frame. Nice box frame. But someone just had their feet in here and were yep, let's go. Ready for the weekend. When I get back in here this spring, I'll come in here and clean all this up just because that's going to bug me actually. But so I've been asked a bunch what kind of product I use for a converter. You guys have seen me use this a lot on previous projects like the crew cab and stuff, but use this Duplicolor rust fix, and she shuts down rust on contact. And then this is going to turn black after I use it. Over top of that, once that dries, I'll take this low gloss engine enamel. This is a 1634 enamel by Duplicolor. And I use this on all my frames and chassis stuff. It's an engine enamel, so it'll go over pretty much anything. And then it's got a nice low sheen to it. Kind of looks like the factory did back in the day. Let her eat a little bit in here. Yeah, get in there. At least we know we're shutting her down a little bit until we can get to it in spring. Throw these wheel spacers on here I got. That's gonna go from a 5-on-5 to a 4 3/4. I accidentally ordered the wrong wheels, but you guys see it all on the channel, good or bad. Everyone makes mistakes, I guess. I couldn't find any repop one-piece Buick wheels, and Coker does such a good job with these 2-piece rallies that I went and got these just so I could use the Coker stuff. There we go. Oh yeah, we got clearance. That looks really, really good.
We just noticed that these acorn lug nuts that we picked up aren't going to work because these studs are a little bit too long. So we'll get some different ones another day. For now, while Derek is finishing up the other tires and wheels, I'm going to shine these tires up with Sprayway Tire Shine.
Jessica had to go snag up the kids at school. Kind of a bummer she can't see it finished today, but the blessing is I can now turn the heat off of Lucifer mode. I mean, I'm getting woozy. I'm seeing things. It's not good. Got the back one finished up here. Man, these look nice. So on to the front here, had to roll the car back just a tickle. Gonna knock these off. These wheel adapters are working really good. There's tons and tons of room in here. I can actually get my whole arm. Well, if I didn't have a Sasquatch arm, but just trust me, there's room. Come up here and do the same thing, clean up these drums. I might adjust this one out. Not really hearing it drag. You want those shoes just snipping on the outside of your drum there. That gives them about a 31% chance to stop, 17% chance is more better than not having brakes at all. That doesn't make sense. Wow, what in the devil? Oh, get out of there. That's there. This side's dialed all the way in there. And I got a little board waiting for it to dry. Tested on the chrome. Here's before. And if you've watched the channel enough, you're already yelled quad zero steel wool and sprayway. And I think we're going to get really lucky on the chrome and stainless on this thing. That cleaned up really nice. This side over here is drying, and I had plenty of that rust converter 9000, so sprayed her in here, soaked her down. You know, can we take it and just let's convert on it? You can see she's already turning black, so we'll be able to spray this down here pretty soon as well. Probably put the rubberized stuff in there. It's nice to catch these before they start getting rust holes up in here, or typically back in here, because then it's just a nightmare replacing those things. Probably about 2 minutes and 39 seconds, be able to get this side done. Well, the interior on this old Buick looks 99% better, and these wheels and tires look really sharp on it. I suppose next, while it's in the shop, guy might as well drop down the fuel tank and flush on that, and then I gotta rebuild the fuel and make it happen. She's just all sorts of clogged up. And we've got an overheating issue that needs to be sorted out. Maybe just the radiator, I don't know. We'll just see, I guess. And if you've got some ideas you'd like to see done to the car, please put those down there in the bleep bloop section, and you just might see it on a future episode. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next time. It's still snowing like dogs and kittens.